Hey guys, in this video, we will develop a beginner level project in Go language. The project would be the to-do list application, and while development, you will learn struct, slices, and how to take a value from user and much more. So without wasting a time, let's start. So as you can see, I already have created main.go file and we will mention the package main. In package main, we will need main function. Now in main function, first of all, in our application, we will greet our user. For that, I will use fmt package. As you can see, it got imported. fmt, I will call println method on it, print our welcome message. Now after the greeting, the important part is to get value from our user. So how to get value from the user? To get value from the user, we need to scan whatever user input. So for that, I need to create one scanner object. And for that, I will use buff.io library. As you can see, that library got imported, and I will create new scanner, and we will be scanning a value which is coming from user's keyboard. So we'll get access for it from OS. Have imported OS there, then os.std in would be the thing which will give us access to standard input from the user. Now we can use scanner to ask user for the input. So if we write scanner and we call scan method on it, it will ask user to enter the value. If we run this project, you will see, as you can see, it printed our message. After that, it is asking, so if you can enter any value over there, it will take, and this program exit. Now whatever the value we have inserted, to get this value, we have another method on scanner, which is scanner.text. So to demonstrate this, I will assign one variable for this, say value, and if I print this using fmt, and if I run this program, you'll see it welcome. Then it is asking for input. If I enter anything like a b c d, I entered, it printed a b c d, since we get it from this text, and we exit from the program. I will remove this code for now. Now in our application, for the to-do list, we will ask the name of our to-do task. We are also asking for the time. So for that, I will print a message fmt dot. Now this message will ask for the name of the to-do task, and once we ask this, we want our user to enter the value. For that, I will call scan method on scanner, and whatever the value we will get from the scanner, we will store in to the variable named name, and we can get this value using scanner dot text. Then the next question we will be asking to enter the time. For that, again I will ask user, I will print message for that. So here we are asking for the estimated time to complete task. We will get value from the user using scanner.scan, and we'll store this value in time variable using scanner.text. For the demonstration purpose, I will print this value of name and time to ensure it is working correctly. I'll run this program. As you can see, it is asking for the name of to-do task. Let's say sleeping is our task. It is asking for the estimated time. So I will say 7 hours. And if I enter, then you will see The sleeping is the value of first variable and the time is the 7 over here. Okay, so as you can see, after completion of this line, we exit from this main program. So we want our program to continuous ask user to enter the name and time. So for that we can use for loop, and rather than asking it in main function, we will call it in for loop. So if I save this program and if I run, you will see it's asking us to enter the name. I entered sleep 7 hours. Then second task is washing 1 hour. As you can see, it is continuously asking us. Now we want to create a facility through which user can exit from this loop. We can do that by asking user to enter exit. So for that, I'll ask user first of all that please enter exit to exit from the program. If we enter anything except the exit, we should continue for our to-do list task. Okay. So after asking this, we want our user to enter the value. So for that, again, I will use scanner.scan. We are waiting user to enter the value, and then we will create a variable named choice to get whatever the value user entered. For that, I will use scanner.text. Now we will check if choice is exit, then we should break this for loop. So for that, I will use this break keyword. Okay. To check this implementation, I will save this and I will run this program. Now after running the first step, it is asking for us either enter exit or press any key. I will press any key. It is asking for the name. I will enter name as sleeping 7 hours. It is again asking us to decide either we want to exit or continue. I'll press any of the key. Again, I need to enter the name. I'll say plain. It's 3 hours. Again, it is asking, but this time I will enter exit over here. Enter, and here you can see you are out of this for loop now. Now the thing is, like, currently we are just getting the value and printing them. Now we want to store this value somewhere so we can print them one by one afterwards. So currently we are just taking the name and time and we are showing it. Now to store these values, we need to create some kind of data type, a custom data type for that. And for the custom data type, we use struct. So I will create one struct over here. To create struct, we write type, name of the struct. So this is the to do task. Okay, I named as a to do task and it is a struct. Okay, now in this struct, whatever we are storing, we need to mention. We will be storing name, and we need to store the type of this variable. It always going to be the string, so I will mention string over here. The next thing is we will store the time also. Okay, and we always enter time in integer, so I will use integer as an int. Okay, it will store the number basically. And now how can we store this name and time in this struct? So for that, all we need to do is we need to create this struct like this task, and inside this curly bracket we need to pass whatever the value we have mentioned. We have mentioned name there, so we'll pass this name, and the second thing is time. Okay, it is showing this red line because we haven't used it yet, but as you can see, we have created this and we can assign one variable to it. let's say to do. Okay, so it is showing it is showing error for the time currently because this value we are getting from the scanner.text, it is coming as a string. So what we can do, we can either change the value, the data type for this time as a string. Okay, and this error is gone. Now we can display this to do. So for that I will add this over here, and if I run this, I will press any key, I will enter name, I will enter time. Currently, as we know, this is a string, we can write like a 7 hour. As you can see, that it is showing sleeping and 7 hour till here. After that, it is showing our to do object, which is like sleeping and 7 hour inside this curly bracket. Now, our next step is store all these to do tasks struct into some list. So for that, what we can do, we can create a slice. We can initiate it using where we need to mention name of the slice we'll create. This slice is going to be the list, so we'll call it as a to-do list. Then we'll say this is the list, and the type we will be storing inside this list would be the to-do task. Okay. What does that mean is we will be storing to-do task inside the list. Okay, so as we have just declared it, we need to store value inside it. So for that, to store this to do struct inside this to do list, all we need to do is to do list is equal to, we need to append the list. So for that I will use append method. So we'll append our to do task inside this to do list. So we can print our to do list over here also. I will run the program once again. As you can see, we can enter any key. I will write down the task name. I'll insert hours. As you can see, it has displayed the struct. Also, it has displayed the list, which is under this rectangular bracket. Okay, if we enter next to do task, I entered any key, and if I say the next task is the playing for hours, as you can see over here, within this list we have this two struct inside. Okay, so currently we having a list, but now we need to find a provision through which we can show the value from this list. So basically, how can we iterate the list? So we can iterate this slice list using for, and while we iterating this, we will get index, and then the item inside the slice itself, we will call it as a to do. Now we will iterate over the range of this to do list we have initiated over here. Now once iteration started, we can get to do, and we'll print this using fmt.println. We'll print like the task name is, we'll call it to do, and on that we need to write the property. So as you can see, we get two properties, name and time. So I will select name. Okay, and to print time we'll write down to do dot time. So this is how we can get value from the struct. Since every time we iterate, we get a single struct through this to do, and we are storing, and we are showing it over here. So if I save this, I will exit from this program, and if I run this program once again, it is asking to either enter exit or press any key. I'll press any other key. As you can see, it is asking for the name, and I'll enter the name, study, task name. let's say 2 hours of study. Then again I will enter any other key to enter the second to do task. After study I want to play, so play for 3 hours. Now here you can see that yes, we are getting the printing value from here itself. Now to get all our list, all I need to enter exit. So we will exit from this for loop. After exit, as you can see, it is got printed like this. The task name is the study. We get to study from todo.name and we get time of 2 hours here. So as we entered to do task twice, so we got this printed like this over here. So here I hope you understand working of the for, which will give you index and the struct or whatever the data you have stored. For that we need to iterate over the range of the slice list. Okay, we get value from the struct. For that we need to call it using this dot. Okay, we need to write name of the struct property you have entered. Okay, and let's do some cleanup. So okay, everything looks good. I'll save this, and this is our beginner level project, which will gives you the idea of struct, slice, fmt, scanner, and other conditional statement. So thanks for watching this video. In next video we will do some difficult tasks